What if I told you that right now, as you're watching this video, another version of you already exists? A version that's already wealthy, already healthy, already the person you're trying to become. And quantum physics says that version isn't far away. It's just one frequency shift away. Today I'm going to show you the exact mechanism scientists call the quantum field and spiritual teachers call the God state, because these two things are actually the same thing. Part 1. 99% of people never actually feel this shift in their life because they don't realize they're choosing their own timeline every single second with every single thought. One of the most mind-bending discoveries in quantum physics was that particles, until they're observed, exist in a state of possibility. This is called quantum superposition. The moment observation happens, that possibility collapses into one definite state. This is called the observer effect. Important note: this effect is scientifically proven only at the level of subatomic particles. It's never been proven that human thoughts collapse outcomes like money or health in the same way. That extension is a popular metaphor from self-help and spiritual circles, not an official scientific position. But even as a metaphor, it's useful. If your focus is always on your lack and your fears, then your attention, decisions, and actions will naturally reinforce exactly that. Part 2. This is the part most people never understand. And it's exactly why they stay stuck in the same old timeline for years, when their God state timeline is just one decision away. In 1957, physicist Hugh Everett proposed an interpretation called the many worlds interpretation, the idea that every possibility exists on its own separate branch. This is an interpretation, not a proven fact. Physicists themselves are still divided on it, and it's never been experimentally proven or disproven. But as an idea, it's fascinating, and spiritual teachings have used it symbolically. When spiritual teachers talk about the God state, they're not talking about religion. They mean the state where you're connected to your true source energy, where there's no lack, only abundance, no fear, only certainty. You don't teleport into that state. You simply match your internal frequency to that timeline. So how does that matching process actually work? We'll get into that next. Part 3. Now I'll show you the exact process happening every second between your brain and this quantum field. And once you understand it, you won't be able to go back to your old way of thinking. Here's a useful but purely metaphorical framing. Think of your brain as a receiver, not a transmitter. Your reticular activating system, part of your brain, filters information and only lets through what matches your dominant belief. If your dominant belief is, "I never get a chance," your brain literally deletes opportunities that don't match that belief. Spiritual circles often cite a Max Planck quote that puts consciousness before matter. But this quote is widely disputed, and mainstream physics doesn't accept it as an established fact. Treat it as a philosophical talking point, not proof. So here's the question. If your current frequency is struggle and doubt, where are you actually putting your focus, energy, and actions? Part 4. Before we get to the exact technique, there's something you need to know that might be a little uncomfortable, because you might be unknowingly blocking your own God state timeline. When you want something new in your life, money, health, love, but your identity, what you believe about yourself, still matches your old timeline. A conflict is created. The field always matches your strongest, most consistent frequency, whether that's your desire or your identity. In most cases, identity wins. That's why affirmations don't change anything for most people. Shifting into the God state isn't about trying to get something new. It's about living your identity as the person who already exists in that timeline. What you think when no one's watching, how you react when things go wrong, and how you talk to yourself when you're alone. So, how do you actually shift that? That's the mechanism we cover next. Part 5. This is the part you've been waiting for. The actual practice people call timeline shifting, and you can try it tonight. There's one piece people almost always miss, and it's the one that matters most. The shift happens in 3 stages. Decoherence, consciously detaching from your old timeline's identity, seeing your current reality not as a problem, but as the output of a previous frequency. Frequency matching, starting to feel the emotional state of the person who's already in their God state. This is called embodiment, not visualization. This isn't a scientifically settled claim, but the practical benefit is real. People who spend just 5 minutes a day actually feeling their God state show far more consistency. Alignment, action, the field confirms, not just through feeling, but through consistent action. Every small decision aligned with your new identity sends the field a confirmation signal that this shift is permanent, not temporary. Are you choosing your old identity right now, or the person you actually want to become? Because the field is always listening, and it always matches. Part 6. A warning. The moment people start feeling this shift, their old timeline resists the hardest, and without understanding this phase, people misread it and slip right back into their old frequency. Physics doesn't formally call this resistance, but spiritual teachers call it the gap. The moment when your new identity's frequency and the evidence of your old reality both exist at the same time. Most people misread this gap as failure, old problems resurfacing, doubt spiking, people or circumstances pulling you back toward your old identity. All 3 actually confirm you're in the middle of the shift. It's the old timeline's last attempt to hold on. People who make it through the gap share one pattern. They keep their feeling consistent no matter what the outside evidence looks like. That discipline is exactly what separates the God state from the normal state. Part 7. Here's the last and most practical piece. The daily marker you can use to check whether you're actually moving toward your God state timeline or away from it. Every night, ask yourself one question. How much of today did I react from my old identity, and how much did I live from my new one? It's such a simple question that people ignore it. But this is the daily frequency audit that slowly, permanently shifts your timeline. Once this awareness becomes a habit, something interesting happens. You start catching your old reactions in the moment they happen, not after. And where awareness shows up, choice shows up. And where choice shows up, the field's response starts to change. If this video made sense to you, and you're serious about your God state timeline, hit like. It tells the algorithm to get this content in front of more people going through the same shift. Drop a comment below. I'm choosing my God state timeline. And if you want me to make the next part of this series, where we cover specific identity shift techniques step by step, subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss it. Because the field is always listening and it always matches.